All right, you guys probably heard about this. I think this is the coolest story of the week. The European Space Agency, their Rosetta mission successfully landed on the Philae comet. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I heard it pronounced about 1,000 different ways. This is a giant moving comet, and of course, the conspiracy theories are flying. So we've got a little something from The Guardian, and then we got a whole bunch more. So this is supposedly about a leaked email that was sent to The Guardian. The email, allegedly from a secret whistleblowing employee of the European Space Agency, accuses the agency of blatant cover-ups in wanting to land on the speeding comet and attaches photos which claim to reveal the true inner workings of Comet 67P. Now we've got an excerpt from the email itself. Comet 67P is not a comet. Some 20 years ago, NASA began detecting radio bursts from an unknown origin out in space. It would later be known that these had likely come from the direction of the now named Comet 67P. It does show signs on its outside of machine-like parts and unnatural terrain. Whatever this object is, it did not ask to be found or scrutinized. And of course, videos are popping up all over YouTube where people claim that they know exactly what's going on, and we've got one right here.
Guys, I'm going to read an email that came out a while back. Check this out. There's something flying across the surface. These are brand new high-res images from the European Space Agency, and they already knew, as we look at this particular section of the comet also, appears to be a tower with this shadow, and it actually looks like a rounded structure to the right of it. That is not as distinguishable as that white disk with the shadow that's flying across that surface.
Okay, that kind of sounds like something. I like his accent, by the way.
Was that Neil deGrasse Tyson?
No, it was his brother. But we've got even more. If you think that's not enough, that something's going on here, the European Space Agency, well, they confirmed that the comet's been making sort of a sound, or a song, if you will. Let's listen. All right, the tune's not as catchy as the sound and the song in Battlestar Galactica when they were all here. The Cylons were all hearing that, but that is something. And finally, just to put a little perspective on the size of this freaking thing, let's take a look at how big this thing is compared to the city of Los Angeles. This is a big-ass comet.
Oh, my.
All right, my two esteemed guests, I've given you guys a lot to work with here. What do you think? I mean, that white thing on the comet, that kind of looked like a radio tower or a satellite.
Isn't that the lander?
Is that the lander?
No, I thought I read it wrong.
So.
I thought it was a photo from the probe of the lander.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Then definitely a spacecraft. Gotta be a spacecraft.
Yeah, but when you put all this together, it's making some weird sounds. The picture kind of, the government doesn't like telling us about these things. I'm kind of on board, Yeah. Not totally. I need a little more evidence, but.
I have a theory that the reason why, one of the reasons why U.S. presidents' hair tends to go white within the first year of their presidency is because that first year they're sat down and told about all the alien activity, and they go insane and they go they're terrified and their hair goes white.
What about plausible deniability? Remember in Independence Day when they found the aliens and they told the president and he said, "Why didn't anyone tell me?" And they go, plausible deniability.
Oh, no.
Remember, so they don't do that.
No, they know.
They know.
That's the thing. I think, okay, if it is, fantastic. We want to know more, we want to get in on this, whatever. Please leave it alone. Every time I go hiking and I look at a sunset, I swear to God, I'm going to sound so insane. I don't care. It's worth it. I sit there and I go, I could seriously be sitting here in chains, like enslaved right now, with like hovercrafts going over me and like on a chain. Please leave the aliens alone. I don't want to be enslaved by a race of demons. Just let it be. Let the comet go by. Let's continue to live our lives.
I think you make a very valid point there. If aliens come here first, they have to destroy us, right? And if we get there first, we'll destroy them. Is that that's pretty much?
That's the reason you go places.
Yeah, you're not going for the peace conference.
Yeah, I mean, if we blow up Earth, That's the only reason I'd leave Malibu, you know, and not that I live there, but I like to go there when,
it'd be nice to go
on
to
a
Malibu.
weekend.
Yeah.
Like if Malibu's gone, then we have to go to space.
We have to go.
Yeah.
I just don't think we're going for any other reason than we've completely depleted our own resources.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so it's Avatar. We're going because we need the unobtainium.
Does it rain diamonds on Neptune? I mean, we're going to destroy anything we can get our hands on. So please, just do it after I die. Do it and hold off another 50, 60 years, and then go crazy.
So I'm completely on board with that. Wouldn't the government, so we all think that these are conspiracy theories or, you know, area, I always forget, it's 51?
51.
It's 51 now, okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking of Club 57 or what's the?
Studio 54.
Studio 54, whatever it
That's
is.
what
And the
you're
point is,
thinking.
there's a lot of
Similar.
freaky people there too.
A lot of unidentified activity.
A lot of weird shit
People
going
would
on
rather
there.
not disclose.
But wouldn't the governments, like there's this idea that the governments would never tell us and that maybe they know for the last 20 years that they never, but wouldn't it behoove them actually, if we knew that there was other stuff out there and it was coming here, maybe, wouldn't it maybe unite us? We always talk about how we all hate each other, countries are at war. Wouldn't somebody, if we knew aliens are on the way, we might go, all right, maybe we should kind of work this shit out.
Yeah, that's a good thought experiment. Like for sure that should work.
Yeah.
But people freak out when there's a new iPhone.
Yeah.
You know, I
I'm
think
with
they're
you.
going to freak out when it's like, oh my God. I mean, not only am I going to want to tell that person I never told how I feel about them as the impending apocalypse approaches, I'm also going to want to steal that new iPhone.
That's a good point, because think how advanced their iPhones are, because they're coming from.
They would have a flash on the front for selfies at this point.
Oh my God.
I also believe,
You would love that.
Oh my
You would
God, I can't wait. I would love for that to happen in the next 50 years.
No, you would, I know.
So here's what I think. I think you're absolutely right. I think that's adorable of you, and I get why that would be a good thing. But in the society we live in, it doesn't matter what country you're in, what culture you're a part of. You know the first thing us assholes would say, because our heads are so far up our own asses? I told you so. You didn't believe in this God, and you didn't believe in this religion, and you ate meat, and you drank bullet coffee, and you did this, and you did that. That's why the aliens are going to kill us.
So it would just be.
It would be every man for himself.
Right, so it would end up being just like a race to contact them first and be like, come on our team because these guys over here.
Yeah, everybody would turn against each other more than they already are.